Fun Ideas Productions presents the Fun Ideas Podcast.
If you're unhappy most of the time, and you're indoors when the sun begins to shine, you're bogged down with responsibility. When the good sun shines, you can come out with me.
Hi, this is Mark Arnold, and welcome to Fun Ideas Podcast number 283. How do you do? The purpose of this recording is to introduce you to my new book set called Unconditionally Mad, Part 1 and Part B. First, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Mark D. Arnold, and I am the writer of Unconditionally Mad. It's my job... My name is Mark D. Arnold, and I am the writer of Unconditionally Mad. It's my job to... I am the writer of Unconditionally Mad, and it's my job... What's so funny about that? Well, anyway, here's William M. Gaines, Harvey Kurtzman, Jack Davis, Wally Wood, Bill Elder, Al Feldstein, Norman Mingo, Kelly Freeze, Bob Clark, Frank Jacobs, Don Martin, Don Edwing, Paul Coker, Nick Meglin, Dave Berg, George Woodbridge, Mort Trucker, Al Jaffe, Dick DeBartolo, Sergio Aragones, Angelo Torres, Tom Bunk, John Ficarra, Tom Richmond, Desmond Devlin, Sam Viviano, Johnny Sampson, Bill Morrison, Susie Slab, and many more. And here's the publisher, Bear Manor Media. Available now through Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or Bear Manor Media. The Fun Ideas Podcast is brought to you in part by Freaky Magazine. I contribute material to every issue, so give it a try.
Hey kids, have you read Freaky? The magazine of weird humor for freaks like you. Freaky Magazine is a way-out collection of weirdo comics, kooky gags, photo funnies, social satire, and surreal collage. 52 pages of insanity in the tradition of magazines of yore like Cracked, Blob, and Zap. Special offer for Fun Ideas listeners, get a free sample copy in the mail. Made of smelly newsprint and smudgy ink the old-fashioned way. Just message your mailing address to theslowpoisoner@gmail.com. That's theslowpoisoner@gmail.com while supplies last.
Friends, have you tried Lee's Comics? Lee's Comics is better than the leading comic book store. Wait a minute. Lee's Comics is the leading comic book store, based on arbitrary standards set by Lee Hester himself.
Lee's Comics was named as one of the 21 best online dealers by popoptique.com. To shop the Lee's Comics eBay store, go to eBay and search for Lee's Comics Inc. That's LEESCOMICSINC, period. Don't forget the period. Mention the Fun Ideas Podcast when you order, and you'll receive a free bonus gift.
Hey, it's Charles Rosenay from the Monkeys Interview Show here on Monkey Mania Radio. So proud to announce the release of a brand new book called Not Just Happy Together, The Turtles from A to Z. That's right, the other band besides our Monkeys who should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, The Turtles, a great new book that's a discography. It's got interviews, it's got reviews, it's got everything you might want to read about. If you're a 60s fan like I am and love the Beatles and the Monkees and the Turtles, Not Just Happy Together has a front cover and a back cover by Henry Diltz, a forward by Gary Puckett, and it's published by Genius Music Books, an imprint of Genius Book Publishing, now available from www.not NotJustHappyTogether.com. Hope you pick it up. I know you're going to love it and enjoy all the stuff about the turtles. Thank you for listening to Monkey Mania Radio. Hey, hey.
2024 has been a very busy year for me. I completed and released 4 books this year. Not Just Happy Together, The Turtles A to Z, AM Radio to Zappa, Unconditionally Mad Part 1 and Part B, and my latest, Crazy, the magazine that dared to be dumb, bringing my total of released books to 21. The reason for being so prolific is that when the pandemic was underway, I got an extra burst of creativity and energy, the results of which you finally see here. I'm still working on my plot book and my TV cartoons book, and an article about Archie for back issue, and it is still possible that another Monkeys book and my Warren Kremer book will eventually come out after some delays. Of course, I'm still doing this podcast after 6.5 years, but I gotta tell you, I'm tired. Now, this doesn't mean I'm stopping the podcast or the books, at least not yet. I'm just going to slow my productivity down a bit. After the books I mentioned above are completed, I'm really going to take my time to consider doing any more, as they are all very time-consuming, and after 20 years of writing books, my stamina ain't what it used to be. Plus, I just need a break. As for this Fun Ideas podcast, it's been virtually weekly with all new episodes for the past 6 years. But it takes a lot of time to line up guests, prepare the interviews, and actually record the show, even though I do it with a very streamlined process. I'm not discontinuing this podcast, but for 2025 I'm going to produce far fewer episodes. I've been doing about 45 to 50 new episodes per year, but for now I'm going to cut back to a more modest 12 to 15 episodes per year. I hope longtime fans understand. I could up the productivity if guests were coming in left and right and I had some assistance, but I basically do this thing myself. I also don't really make any money on this podcast. YouTube doesn't pay until you have at least 1,000 subscribers, and currently I'm hovering around 408. I have begged everyone listening to this to become a subscriber and don't know what else to do to get more. Some people post utter bullshit on YouTube and somehow have millions of subscribers. I don't know what they did, but I guess I got into the podcasting field a bit too late to make a difference, or people would rather watch garbage than interviews. Okay, off of my soapbox rant. Today's show will be a little bit different, and by producing fewer episodes, I'm going to try to vary the content of the episodes, not just interview authors and creators, even though I will still do that too from time to time. On today's show, we're offering a salute to Depatie-Freleng. We did this quite a while back where I discussed the various Saturday morning TV shows created by Filmation. Well, it's time to do it again. This time we're looking at the various shows done by Depatie-Freleng. But first, a brief history. In 1963, when the original Warner Brothers cartoon studio was winding down, studio head David Depatie thought it would be a good idea to open his own studio. He sought out Friz Freleng as his partner. Friz had already left Warner Brothers and was working for Hanna-Barbera briefly when the offer was made. Freleng readily agreed, and Depatie-Freleng was formed, originally on the Warner Brothers lot. In fact, some Warner Brothers animation projects were still being completed as Depatie-Freleng was ramping up. Depatie-Freleng started out making TV commercials and movie titles among other projects. The movie title that finally put them on the map was for a comedic heist picture that director Blake Edwards was working on called The Pink Panther. Edwards wanted a cartoon character to run around the titles of his film and consulted with Depatie-Freleng. Freleng put animator Holly Pratt on the project, and he came up with a design for the character that was also to be called The Pink Panther. The titles in the movie were so successful that they spawned not only a number of equally successful sequels, they also spawned a very successful theatrical animated cartoon series beginning in 1964. In fact, the first Pink Panther cartoon, called The Pink Fink, won an Oscar. New Pink Panther cartoons started appearing regularly, as well as later series such as The Inspector and The Ant and the Aardvark. NBC was interested in getting the Pink Panther for Saturday morning television, but Depatie-Freleng's cartoons were still successful in theaters, so DFE offered a new made-for-television series called The Super Six for the fall of 1966, until such time that the Panther would be available for Saturday TV. The Super Six theme song was sung by Gary Lewis of the Playboys fame, and here it is.
Meet the men from Super
super strong men who were called the Super Six. Super Six, Super Six, battle criminals and all their evil games. Super Six, Super Six, evil doers dread them and down the fear of darkness, giving crime an uppercut. 5 great thunderbolts of power, and a bolt who is a nut. Super Six, Super Six, they give their all for Super Six.
For the fall of 1967, DFE produced Super President along with another segment called Spy Shadow. Here are their theme songs.
Super President. His power was born in a cosmic storm. Every molecule charged with might. Powers that enable him to change his molecular structure to steel, to granite, or whatever the need requires. The great desire to serve his country in the cause of justice has brought James Norcross to the highest office in the land as Super President. Super President. You have mastered the sacred art of concentration. Project the powers of your inner self. Spy Shadow, come forth.
For the fall of 1969, DFE finally got the television rights to the Pink Panther. And here is the TV series theme song for the first season. They also had a new series debuting that year called Here Comes the Grump.
Here comes Grump, here comes Grump. Here comes Grump.
In a magic place, there's a princess caught in a chase. And no matter how fast she goes, right on her heels and toes.
Here comes Grump, here comes Grump. Here comes Grump.
There's a Pip, her pet. And there's Terry, a boy she just met. And although he's from far away, he's gotta save the day.
Here comes Grump, here comes Grump. Here comes Grump.
Grump's always tagging his jolly green dragon, but the dragon keeps lagging behind. Now our friends agree, when you search for the magical key, you must always be at your best. You can't afford the rest.
Here comes Grump, here comes Grump. Here comes Grump.
The Pink Panther show was DFE's first series to continue past a single season. For 1970, DFE debuted their animated version of Dr. Dolittle.
I love to talk to the animals. It's incredible chatting with a chimp in chimpanzee. To sit and natter with a tiger, chatter with a cheetah. That's a neat achievement, you'll agree. If I could talk to the animals, learn their languages, I would be the greatest man on earth. If I could only find a teacher, I would reach each creepy creature and think what Scurvy's empire would be worth. I can converse in polite
friends, and all the universe. What a wicked place the world would be.
Until then, only Doolittle talks with the animal.
He grunts, and he squeaks, and he squawks with those animals.
And they can talk to me.
The Pink Panther show went through many title changes, but it was basically the same show, with some newer segments occasionally added. By 1972, the series was called The New Pink Panther Show, after being called The Pink Panther Meets the Ant and the Aardvark for a season. (1972) allowed DFE to broaden their horizons, and two new series were introduced to television, The Barkleys and The Houndcats.
Barney Barkley, he's the head of the Barkley house. Agnes Barkley is his devoted and loving spouse. They've got kids, Terry, Roger, and Chester, too. And all of them are Barkley through and
ugly bark is worse than his bite. Puss, muscle nut, ding dong, rhubarb, spark plug, and studs. Anybody doing a wrong thing, better watch out, these cats is rough. Yeah, anytime there's a rumble out west, who do you call? You call the best, cause everyone knows it's simple as that. The best in the west is the town cat. There's a rumble out west. Who do you call? You call the best, cause everyone knows it's simple as that. The best in the west is the town cats.
These two series were followed in 1973 by Bailey's Comets, universally hated by the DFE's staff as it was so complex.
Chasing around the world's fun, they're doing racing to find the next clue. Will it be Bailey's Comets winning? Will it be Bailey's or who? Well, out of the back come the Texas Black Cats, followed by the Jekyll Hives. Then the Railroad River, Celtic Busters, roller coasters, stone rollers, cosmic rays, orchestra giants, they all try to get ahead of Bailey's Comets, whether by hook or by crook. There's a rock and rollers, boomer girls, a roller bears, a wonder prize, the mystery of the old, and almost everyone rides. They're all out there racing, roller skating, everybody's racing, everybody's chasing, everyone's out to find the next big clue that's gonna lead them to the $1 million prize. Yeah, everyone's out to find the next big clue that's gonna lead them to the $1 million prize. Bailey's Comets, Bailey's Comets, Bailey's Comets.
There were no new Saturday morning series for 1974, but in 1975, DFE returned with The Oddball Couple and with Return to the Planet of the Apes.
Here they are, the oddball couple. They're a couple, it's a couple of oddballs. Anything the oddball couple ever do becomes a series of foul balls. They're really just as opposite as crooked and straight, and no matter where they're going, if there's one that's early, the other one is late. Talk about the oddball couple. They're a couple, it's a couple of oddballs.
Now one of them is fussy, very proper and clean,
While the other one has got a very special talent for messing up the team. We're talking about the oddball couple. They're a couple that can double as small balls. Oddballs. 8 balls.
Return to the Planet of the Apes.
In 1976, The Pink Panther Show expanded to 90 minutes and retitled the Pink Panther Laugh and a Half, Hour and a Half show, with new segments of Texas Toads, which were redubbed versions of the theatrical Tijuana Toads series, and an all-new series to cash in on the Jaws movie craze called Mr. Jaw.
Saturday morning on NBC with Macduff the Talking Dog. Now, a talking dog is exciting enough, but Macduff can make himself invisible, too. The action is endless and the fun never stops on Macduff the Talking Dog, next on NBC.
and say that again, Pally.
In 1977, two new series debuted. What's New, Mr. Magoo? And Baggy Pants and the Nitwits.
What's new?
What's new? Good question.
That's me. You got the right fellow. What new and wild adventure have you bumped into?
Wouldn't you like to know?
You are a man of stature. In your action, 5'3". Be a man of vision. If only you could see what's new.
New York, New Jersey.
Mr. Magoo.
Touching on the broom, all right.
But your dog, like Barker, looks a lot like you.
Oh, I do? Thank you.
He'd be a good night watchdog, but he's nearsighted too. From your peculiar point of view, this crazy world's a blur to you. Oh, see, can you see what's new, Mr. Magoo?
Oh, Magoo, you've done it again. What?
Who's the hobo everyone knows, and who's the superhero, superly slow? Who gets you laughing until your side splits? It's Baggy Pants and the Nitwits. These are kooky, dingling folk. Everything they do is a joke. A pantomime prankster, a pair of misfits. It's Baggy Pants and the Nitwits. Oh, there'll be situations that tickle and tease. Wild thrills and chills if you please. Outlandish characters, outrageous skits. It's Baggy Pants and the Nitwits. It's Baggy Pants and the Nitwits.
In these times of crime and supervillains, there are not enough superheroes actively engaged in crime prevention. At the mandate of the people, superhero Tyrone has come out of retirement to accept this challenge. Faster than a butterfly, he spans city blocks in record time. Agile as a caterpillar, he scales tall buildings as long as his sneakers hold. Powerful as a bulldog, he engages offenders of the law in combat, usually coming out very tired.
relentlessly determined our superhero Tyrone, with the aid of Elmo, his cane, and Gladys, his wife, is now accepting for a limited time selected crime-fighting assignments. With such unselfish dedication to the elimination of evil, it is obvious that though once retired, the now active superhero Tyrone is once again the guardian of the people.
By 1978, the Pink Panther slimmed back down to a half hour and also changed networks from NBC to ABC. And the new show was called The All-New Pink Panther Show, with news segments featuring Crazy Legs Crane. Also debuting in 1978 was The Fantastic Four, with Herbie the Robot replacing the Human Torch.
It was the world's strangest accident while testing a new rocket ship. Our heroes were bombarded by mysterious cosmic rays from outer space. Though they crash-landed safely, the strange and powerful rays had changed each one of them, transforming their leader, Reed Richards, into the plastic-skinned Mr. Fantastic. Sue Richards into the Now You See Her, Now You Don't, Invisible Girl. And Ben Grimm into a mighty-muscled powerhouse called The Thing. Now together with Herbie the Robot, the newest member of the group, they have become the greatest team of superheroes the world has ever known. The new Fantastic Four.
DFE was originally going to do Godzilla, but these series were swapped with Hanna-Barbera. In 1979, the Marvel Comics animation continued with Spider-Woman.
Jessica Drew, who as a child, while visiting her father's laboratory, was bitten by a poisonous spider. Forced to try an untested spider serum, Dr. Drew not only saved his daughter's life, but unknowingly gave her incredible spider-like powers. Dedicated to fighting evil while weaving her web of justice, it's Spider-Woman.
And in syndication, DFE did Dr. Snuggles. By 1980, Friz-Freleng had lost his good friend, director and animator Robert McKimson in 1977, and everything was moving towards Marvel superheroes with Spider-Man and also Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends.
Spider-Man!
Amazing friends, Iceman and Firestar. Amazing friend.
So Friz-Freleng broke off from Depatie-Freleng Enterprises, and it became Marvel Productions. Marvel would continue to do cartoon series based upon their superhero characters, plus other shows like Pandemonium and Meatballs and Spaghetti. Probably their most successful series were Muppet Babies and G.I. Joe.
Master of evil, steals the magical pyramid of power. Whoever has the pyramid controls the universe. But it falls and explodes in far-off Tibet, its pieces scattering all over the earth. Only an American boy sees the explosion. He and his sister fly there and meet 3 panda bears who help them fight Mondragor. From the skies, Mondragor controls wind, fire, thunder, and lightning. Powers disappear, and he can only control the minds of others, and they carry out his evil plans. The race to recover the pieces of the pyramid is on. It's Pandemonium!
Freleng went back to Hanna-Barbera and did one last series called Pink Panther and Sons before retiring.
Some fun using the 4 letters in pink. Starting with the letter P, as in polite. Always be polite. I, as in invite. Invite a friend to dinner. N, as in nice. Always be nice. K, oh, as in, let's say, knock. Knock? Knock, knock. Who's there? Ark. Ark who? Could you give us a hint, Pink Panther? Ark who? Aardvark. Oh, so that's who it is. Our old friend, the Aardvark. That's who. Excuse me, fellas. What is it that you're so worked up about? Pink Panther, the best at sound imitations. Blue Aardvark, the greatest at sound imitations. Wait, fellas. Getting angry at each other isn't the way to settle things. Why not let all of us decide just who is the greatest? Okay, Panther, you first. Vote, whistle. Not bad. Your turn, Aardvark. A school bell. Well, Panther, do you give up? Oh, one last try. Express train. Looks as though the Aardvark has picked the winner himself.
I hope you like this look at Depatie-Freleng Saturday morning TV shows. Next time we will try Total Television, or maybe Jay Ward. Or how about Rankin Bass? Or thank you for listening, and thank you, David Depatie and Friz Freleng, for many years of great cartoons. Remember, you can always watch the video version of this episode on YouTube. Episode number 284 will be coming soon. If you would like to comment and or be a guest on this podcast, please drop me a line at funideas.mark@gmail.com. Become a free subscriber or a paying Patreon at Mark Arnold Fun Ideas Productions. If everyone listening just contributed $1 a month, it would be a tremendous help in continuing the production of my books and this podcast. The opening and closing music for this podcast is provided by Elmo and Elmo. This has been the Fun Ideas Podcast. This has been Mark Arnold speaking. This episode is copyright 2024 Fun Ideas Productions. Thank you and good night.
If you're unhappy most of the time, and you're indoors when the sun begins to shine, you're bogged down with responsibility. When the good sun shines, you can come out with